Hi, I'm Chris, and today I chose for us to watch the Tenacious D and the Pick of Dest. Whoa.
Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Keegan.
I'm bass player extraordinaire Levi.
Okay, and today we watched Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny. This movie came out in 2006. It stars Tenacious D band members Jack Black and Kyle Gass. I first was introduced to this movie by my friend in high school. I would listen to Tenacious D on the bus, and I got to talking to him about it, and he was like, well, you know they made a movie, right? And I'm like, what? And there you go. I went home, illegally downloaded it, and then watched it on my iPod
Just
video.
as Satan would want him to.
I had a similar story. I had friends who, there was a show before the movie that they did, and so I wasn't allowed to watch the show, but a lot of my friends watched it, and I knew a lot of the music from it, so had some familiarity with them. And when the movie came out, I never saw it either because I wasn't allowed to. And then I watched it later once when I was an adult, and so it was good.
So don't get mad at him, Levi's parents.
Yeah. I watched it again today and it was good too. I liked it. But it was, similar. I knew stuff about it as friends showed me it.
Yeah, I'd never seen it until today. I had heard a couple of the songs, like a couple of friends showing me, and I was just like, okay, neat. And then I watched the movie and I was like, this is a good time.
That's exactly what it is. It's a good time. It's casual, it's having fun, it's a stoner comedy, so there's just, for me, it's combining like rock and roll, which is my favorite genre of music, and like, humor, dumb jokes that I just think are hilarious.
Oh, hold on one second. I need to go take care of something real quick.
So, Chris.
Oh my God. I've had to pee the whole movie.
How was your day?
I guess it was okay.
Hold on.
When I was at home,
I really hope Chris doesn't
then
get
I went away from my home, then I came here. How about you?
Yeah, I was at home, and then I left my home and I came here.
Nice. Did you eat a burger today?
I ate a sandwich.
Oh, I had a
I'm
burger.
really concerned that I have bladder infection. So it's really hard
So,
to get going.
I have a question. If you had a choice of buying a whole apple pie from the store or a slice of an apple pie from a fast food restaurant, which one would you choose?
how much is the slice of pie?
They're both $5.
I think the pretty obvious choice is to buy a whole pie from the store.
Yes, I kind of learned that today because I bought the slice of pie from the fast food restaurant, and it was about as good as a whole pie, but not as much.
Is that it?
A la mode?
There was that, so that was a good part of it.
Do I need to wash my hands?
Just classic vanilla.
Yeah, and then it was the apple pie.
Some people don't like fruit in their desserts, though. Like sometimes,
Sorry,
like
sorry, guys. Sorry. It was bad. Where were we?
So basically, the story of The Pick of Destiny is Jack Black's character is,
He wants to be a rock star.
He wants to be a rock star. He's a kid living in Kickapoo, Missouri, and his dad, who's played by Meatloaf, basically tells him that he's, Jesus doesn't love him, and that he's never going to be a rock star, and that rock and roll is the devil's music. And then,
which it is.
Fair enough. And then Ronnie James Dio talks to him through a poster in his room and tells him to run away from home and go to Hollywood. So he does. He meets up with his counterpart, Kyle Gass, and they have marvelous misadventures.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I like the kid that played Jack Black at the beginning.
Yeah, I was gonna say that he was really good at impersonating Jack Black.
He had all the mannerisms down and stuff, and
he had the same kind of build. Like if you saw Jack,
he was able to do the facial thing.
Yeah,
that was the most important thing for me.
Yeah,
was the fact that he was doing all the facial expressions that Jack Black does.
And they also had a part with Kyle Gass as a kid, which was pretty funny too.
Yeah, that part was great. There's a lot of those bits that I just really enjoy. They aren't necessarily a part of the main plot, but just sort of these sort of side things that happen along the way, I think are just hilarious. I love the part where, the Clockwork Orange scene that happens when he's alone in the dark, in Venice Beach. This group of guys come up and start messing with him. And, oh man, they're all wearing masks, and it's fantastic.
I would say this movie has a lot of great comedic sequences. The main issue I would say I had was that in between those really great sequences were it was pretty standard comedy fare, there wasn't, it was once you got to those really great funny moments, they were worth it, but there were some lulls in the comedy.
Sure.
Where I was where I started to kind of get out of the movie, and then I was brought back in once the really good stuff showed up.
Yeah, there's definitely gaps in between the parts that are really worthwhile in this movie. I really love the sequence with Sasquatch, who's played by John C. Reilly, which is just the best. Yeah, that whole sequence is great. And
I liked it, but it's almost we have this idea, how do we fit it into the movie? It didn't really go with the movie that much, but I still liked it. I know.
Yeah, well, and it's almost some of the sequences are sort of mini music videos.
Yeah.
They're very conceptualized, when they play Master Exploder, when JB is sleeping, and he has the dream that they have the pick and they're doing their thing.
That was a good one.
Yeah, and they're slowly clothes are being added onto them that they weren't wearing before, his chainmail vest and stuff like that. I thought that was really good. Eventually they reach the climax, which is they have a rock showdown with Satan himself.
That was pretty epic.
Yeah, who's played by Dave Grohl, he was the drummer for Nirvana, and he's the frontman for Foo Fighters. In the music video for Tribute, their song Tribute, he played the demon that's in that music video too, so it's kind of a callback to that, because that was kind of their first big hit, as a band, which I thought was cool.
This movie reminded me just how fun it is to watch Jack Black.
I love Jack Black, and I'm a fan of his in general, and this is very much unfiltered, unadulterated. This is Jack Black's humor to a T. Because I feel with School of Rock or Nacho Libre, more family movies like that, you can see Jack Black in in his mannerisms and the things that he does, but with this, it feels like he really like he pulls off the lid and just lets it fly.
He says the word.
Yeah, he does, and it's naughty.
I liked a lot of the build up and like payoffs in the movie.
Yeah, there are a few callbacks that I like.
Yeah.
I like the pick, the KG pick that he's like,
Yes.
I already got a pick. You know?
Yeah.
Like I thought that was a good moment. I also like there's a part where Cage is playing a video game, and it's a car being chased by the cops, and he's about to go off a ramp, but then he gets caught, and then later in the movie when they're actually getting chased by the cops, he actually goes off the ramp and like does what he couldn't do in the game. I thought that was good too.
Also, it was like in the beginning they have kind of like a workout, and that workout comes out in the end. So I thought that was good. I thought that was because it's like a kung fu movie where he trains up to be like this master, and it kind of pays off in the final battle or one of the final battles.
Yeah, there's a lot of good like visual gags in this too
Yeah.
that I really enjoy, like that, or others.
Yeah. I also think that the editing was really good. Like, surprisingly. I mean, it's not like the greatest editing ever, but it was like really fun the way it was just cutting through things and
Well, because Jack Black
emphasizing certain things.
Jack Black and Kyle Gass had both been in like a number of things before this, and I think they had the money and also sort of the influence to be able to do what they wanted. And they had like a ton of celebrity cameos. Like there's Amy Poehler, there's Ben Stiller, there's Paul F. Tompkins. Like there's a ton of people that were willing to like be a part of this project. And I'm sure like they had the best sort of like editors and cameramen and all that kind of stuff just at their disposal.
I think it wasn't this like a financial a loss or something. I'm not sure. I think that's what I remember.
I don't know how well it did at the box office.
Or like it wasn't
Not
really.
very well.
Yeah,
I didn't look any of that up, but
but it is a good movie. It's an enjoyable with your friends.
yeah, it's a good old time. I guess my final question before we get into ratings is, do you guys have a favorite song or like a particular part that really stuck out to you?
I mean, okay. I wanted to mention because we were both, all three of us were laughing about the part where, right before the fight with the devil, he does like the little sincere little talk with them. I wanted to bring that up because I thought that was funny. They're, Satan is disguised as like the stage guy after the thing, and he gives a nice little sweet talk to him, and it's beautiful. But as for favorite songs,
I kind of liked when it was just like kind of Jack Black almost like riffing what's happening sort of stuff. Like, I thought that was fun. I thought I could have used a little bit more of that throughout the movie. It would have made it feel more of like a whole if there was a bit more like him, doing more of those little silly little riffs.
To me, that part of it kind of felt like it almost felt like a musical.
Yeah.
In some parts, just kind of with the musical narration of everything. I think one of my favorite ones is I like Master Exploder, but I also like I think it's called Storm the Gates, or like the break-in when he's going into the Rock and Roll History Museum and he's like, 2 events on the roof, like that whole part is great.
Yeah, I was gonna say Master Exploder, is that what it's called, right? Where he's houses the dream and everything starts happening. That's pretty fun. I also like when they first meet, him and Kyle on the beach, and they're like kind of singing. He's playing a song and he starts singing. Jack Black starts singing along. I like that chemistry.
He's playing the classical songs.
Yeah.
I think it's time for the moment of truth. I guess we'll start with you.
All right, so I like this movie. It's pretty decent. It was good to watch with friends. I watched it alone the previous time, and I wish I had watched it back when I was younger with my other friends because that would have been good, even though I wasn't allowed to. And so I think this is a good movie to watch with your friends if you like rock and roll, if you like music, if you like a good time, and if you like fart jokes, then I would say this is good. One thumb up.
Yeah, I'd give it a thumbs up as well. Yeah, it was really fun, and yeah.
This is definitely a movie you can watch with your friends and just have a good laugh. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It doesn't take itself seriously at all, I would say.
No.
So I'm going to give it a good thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Bye-bye.
Jesus doesn't love him.